Hey guys, Uncommon Ramen here. Before I get into the video, let me remind you that if you like my content, please hit the like and subscribe button. And if you want to see the content as it happens, hit the bell icon so that you get notifications when I launch stuff. Also, if you feel the need to support me, hit me up on my Patreon at patreon.com/uncommonramen, capital U, capital R. I do all this in my free time, so any amount of help can help me bring more of this content to you more often. Now, without further ado, since I have been on a tangent with these small solo play games, I figured I would take a look at this guy right here, Railroad Inc., because it was something, I wouldn't say it's necessarily new. I've seen this quite often on Board Game Geek, but it was something that kind of always aesthetically called out to me, and I happened to find it at one of my local game shops, so I thought, oh, this would be really cool to pick up and play and do a video on. This one is solo play, but you can also play with up to 6 players, so it is definitely something you can kind of do a party with, although I imagine well, actually, now that I think of it, I'm not really sure, but I would feel like it would be like playing solitaire with 6 people, but who knows. Anyway, this box was, I believe, a Kickstarter box? To be honest with you, I don't know. They did a Kickstarter where they released a whole bunch of new content, and I have this box with, I believe, 2 expansions in it as well. That I put in here. This box came with 1 expansion, but there was 2 other expansions that I bought that I believe that I tucked under the organizer in here. So anyway, we're gonna take a look inside here. I think the cool part here is that it is a magnetic little dude right there. See the rules for this. There's a blue and a red edition. I like the blue edition better because I like the cooler feel of it. This is a roll and write type game, so you're going to roll some dice and then you're going to draw some things onto a dry erase board, which means that no 2 games are generally going to be the same. And I believe what you're doing is you're creating the road and railway infrastructure in a given city block, and just sort of you know, seeing how best you can draw it out and try to get more points than other people or than your previous score. I'm sure they have like a section in here that talks about it. So these are the expansions that they added that came included in here. So we have, I believe, we have what, the river and the 2 optional expansions. I don't see what the other one is. They have the river and no, bridge is already in there. I don't know. Anyway, it comes with 2 optional expansions, and I believe, like I said, oh, lake, river and lake. And I believe, like I said, I added 2 more expansions into the box, but they're tucked under the organizer. Yeah, here we go. Here's the 2 expansions. I added the sky, and I added futuristic. And I don't know how those are going to affect the game. We'll go into those rules real quick here so you can actually see it. If I can get a focus, there we go. Then we have the sky. Has some weather dice. And some airline dice. Alright, so let's take a look. The first part, the very top, is going to be all the dry erase boards that are included in here. And there should be a total of 6 of these guys. And they're all going to look exactly the same. We're going to have the little grid layout that you're going to draw on, and then we're going to have this little legend or key of some sort that tells you what the different dice facing look like, and then, you know, just some iconography there. And they all look the same. They're not different. And there are 6 of these in here. Like I said, you can play up to 6 players. And because of that, they've also included 6 little dry erase markers. And these dry erase markers are denoted by the fun little happy train there. So that if you misplace them, you can always figure out which ones belong to your set here. This is the 2 expansions and our 4 normal dice. So we're going to take a look at these guys. And essentially, you can see we have some roads here and some railway tracks. It looks like all the dice are the same, too. They all have the same facings. Oh, here we go. This is a change. This one has a bridge over some railroad tracks. Looks like a stop block into railroad tracks. It's 2 bridges? Yeah, 2 bridges. Another stop block. Okay, we got 2 bridges and 4 stop blocks. The 2 expansions, we got a river expansion. This is just going to show a bunch of river facings and then some railway and road facings as well. And then the lake dice are going to show a bunch of lake facings and then some, again, road and railway facings as well, so that we can make our giant lake in the middle of this little section. And like I said, I have put in here underneath, there we go, we have hidden here our other expansions that I added into this game. I know I didn't play the game, but I bought some expansions. Very intuitive. So this is our futuristic expansion. This one's got the alien abduction with some what appear to be sheep, and then again some roads and stop blocks and railway tracks. A very unusual looking die here. I want to say that some of this represents like buildings or something, and then I'm not really sure what these are unless they're like a specific type of new railway. Who knows? I'm sure it adds this wonderful challenge to the game. And then we have our weather dice. So we got ourselves some clouds and some thunderstorms and some ice, or I should say snow, on these really neat translucent dice. You can see right through them. And then lastly, some more pretty much translucent dice for I think this is what, airlines? Yeah, airline dice. I think the dotted line is supposed to represent good old airlines. So that is 2 mini expansions plus the Railroad Inc. Deep Blue Edition. It's a really simple roll and write. Really meant for 1 player, but like I said, you can play up to 6 players in it. The box is really neat. It's got that magnetic clasp to it and everything. And honestly, like I said, it's not new. I've seen it on Kickstarter a bunch, but not Kickstarter, on Board Game Geek a bunch. But it was recently, I want to say this year or last year. Might have been later, on Kickstarter, and it's just, I felt like it's really neat, and you know, there you go. If you have any questions or comments, go ahead and leave those down below, but let's keep it all positive. I will be removing any negative comments. And until next time, guys, peace.